What is going on, everybody? It is episode 12 of the Wild Card Sports Podcast, and today it's just going to be a one-man show. It's just myself, Evan Papalis, also known as Pop, to most of our listeners. And today, no risks, no foe. Other priorities popped up, and we ran out of time to basically do the show, and we were less than 3 hours away from kickoff of Week 8 of the NFL season. So I'm going to have to bang this out by myself. Not going to be super long today. So just a quick overview of what's going to be going on today. We're going to have the news, of course. We always have a couple headlines to touch on. The gambling corner, we'll hit that at the end. We are hot, not going to lie. 22-13 overall, 3-2 last week. Huge mistake on Monday night game that I put on the Jets. Well, I'll get over it. And then Pop's Top 10. That is before... Well, I just made it up this morning. But that is before Thursday's game. That has nothing to do with Thursday's game. So, Redskins, they're not going to fall. Well, they're already going to be the top 10 anyway. Vikings, they already were solidified in a certain spot before that game. So, yeah. Let me get my phone out here so we can briefly touch on last week's games. And there wasn't only one game. Just want to go back and look at those scores and then just touch on some things that need to be said if they need to be said. So, let's do it right here. So we talked about the Chiefs and Broncos already. Patrick Mahomes getting injured. I'm going to talk about him again in just a couple of minutes. 49ers beat the Redskins 9-0 in a rain fest. Nothing too special to watch there besides the last play. 49ers players sliding on the sideline. Cardinals beat the Giants 27-21. They were in control of that game, I thought, most of the way. Colts ended up beating the Texans 30-23 to put the Colts on top of the AFC South now. I think it's a two-horse race between those two, but you can't give up on the Jags and Titans. Season's still got halfway to go, and a little bit more. Packers just putting on a show. Aaron Rodgers put on a show. 6 TDs overall, 5 passing, 1 rushing. 42-24 over the Raiders. Vikings 42-30 over the Lions. Lions are on a downhill slide right now. Jags over the Bengals 27-17. Dolphins fall to the Bills. To no one's surprise, they're 0-6 now. 31-21. Rams 37-10 over the Falcons. Matt Ryan gets injured. He is out this week. Titans beat the Chargers I was watching on my phone a little bit with no volume, so I didn't understand what was going on half the time. But like 3 plays in a row were reviewed, and it was just a mess at the end. Melvin Gordon fumbles at the goal line for a chance for them to beat the Titans, and now the Chargers are 2-5, and they're heading to Soldier Field, the Windy City, to take on the Bears today. Whiffed on this one as well. Ravens beat the Seahawks 30-16. Just an amazing showing by Lamar Jackson. Just 2 very talented quarterbacks went head-to-head, and Lamar Jackson had the better day. Nothing against Russell Wilson, but Lamar just had a day for himself. Saints beat the Bears 36-25. Teddy Bridgewater is now 5-0 as the Saints starting quarterback, and that is also coming to an end today as Drew Brees will return against the Cardinals. Bears are 3-3. Yikes. On Sunday night, Dallas put a whooping on the Eagles. I was pretty nervous. If you listen to the podcast, it just wasn't a lot of pep in my prediction. I picked them, of course. I'm not gonna go against them against Philly unless it's just a clear loss coming. Don't want to be that biased. But man, they brought it to them, and the Eagles don't look good at all. They're 3-4. They're in Buffalo today. Dallas has the bye. Monday Night Football, Patriots 33, Jets 0. Pick the Jets to cover a 10-point spread and just never want to talk about that ever again. So basically touched on what needed to be said. Not too much going on. Talk about Patrick Mahomes. The extent of his injury was a dislocated kneecap. We already talked about that. And there's no ligament damage. He honestly wanted to play this week, but the coaching staff made the wise decision sitting him out. There's no one really that's going to pressure them for the AFC West. So they have a couple games to give up. So Mahomes will sit out Sunday night, and it's at home. Matt Moore will start. We'll pick that up later in the gambling corner. I think it's a smart idea though by the Chiefs to keep him out. It's just nothing you need to rush. It's only going to be what 3 weeks at most, and they still have a bye coming up. I don't know when. I think it's one of the later byes, so maybe he'll be back by then. Drew Brees is back. Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 as the Saints starting quarterback. Would have never guessed that, honestly. It's kind of writing the Saints off for the season, and now they're one of the top 3 teams in the league with a backup quarterback for 5 games. So Brees comes back. I thought they should have put Teddy in one last time against the Cardinals, because even if they would lose, you went 5-1 as a starting quarterback as a backup, so that's really good. But it's also the Cardinals. You expect to beat them, even if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have the manpower to overthrow that defense. The Saints defense can hold up easily, and you also have you have Alvin Kamara to get the job done as well. I think he's playing this week. Had to take a sip of Propel. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Mandarin Orange, finally found it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So Drew Brees is back. Thought they should have waited because playing the Cardinals didn't have a bye, so that would have been 2 extra weeks to get ready for the Falcons, a division rival. But not really a close matchup this season. We'll talk about Thursday night's game. Vikings only win by 10. We talked about they win the game, which is always the main objective, but you only win by 10 against the Redskins. Come on. With Case Keenum out, for the second half. Dwayne Haskins played the whole second half. Got to be able to score more. This is just a prime example of Kirk Cousins just can't put a lot on the board, or most of the times win in prime time. So coming down the road, they're going to have more primetime games, because I'm pretty sure they still have a few on their schedule. You can't pick them. You just can't pick them to win. They just don't show it well enough. Adam Thielen was out, I understand. But, you just got to show it better than that. But still, the win's a win. Vikings are 6-2 now. Last thing on here, I have Michael Bennett trade coming over to the Cowboys from New England, and Dallas only gave up a 7th-round pick. It could turn into a 6th-round pick, but that's not going to make any difference. This is a good move for Dallas, just going to bolster up that defensive line aspect of the team. They had pretty good players there to begin with. Robert Quinn, DeMarcus Lawrence, Hyder, those guys. But it's always good to add veteran presence. Things were working out in New England for Bennett, so they ship him over for, they get a late draft pick. Nothing big for Dallas to give up, and to get a pass rusher that can just spell some of these other guys to get a couple plays off. That's gonna be big for them, I think. So yeah, that's what I basically have in the news. Mostly from that Sunday night game for Dallas, though, or no, from the Eagles aspect, I should say. They just don't have it. They don't have it. They're 3-4 right now. They're going to Buffalo today. For some reason, FPI has them as favored to win against Buffalo. It's raining pretty good here in PA, so we'll see what it's like in Buffalo. It's probably raining there as well. So we'll have to see. They just don't have anything that scares the team. Their secondary is awful. They don't have a deep threat on offense. Who are they gonna throw it to? Just Alshon Jeffrey, just toss him one ball up. Deshaun Jackson's still injured. He's out for the day. Another week out. So it's tough right now for the Eagles. They win that Super Bowl and they don't have much to show for after that. The thing is gonna be a one and done team, honestly. So yeah, let's move into Pop's top 10. We'll talk about my top 10 after Week 7, before Thursday night's game. But we'll find the Vikings on this list for it might be the first time this year, maybe the second. Maybe they were on there early because they have a pretty good roster. Let's jump into it. All right, first off, just missing. So technically the number 12 spot is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. They're coming off a big win against the Eagles on a Sunday night game, which is a huge game for them. What am I trying to say here? Every aspect of them was good. The defense really showed up. They were just able to hold Philly. It was 37-10 the final score. That touchdown for the Eagles was basically given to them because Dallas, I think, had 2 2 penalty calls on third downs that drive, and one was completely bogus. And it was all the way back in Eagles territory, so they still crush them in the game. I was just pointing that aspect out, but they just have it going right now. Only after one game, so I'm not gonna get too hype on it. That's why they're in the just missing column. They have a bye this week, so they can carry that energy into the bye, get a little bit more healthy. Van Der Esch had that neck injury happen there during that game, so just get everyone healthy. They have a tough schedule coming up. They have to take on the Patriots, the Bills. Those are just two tough defenses, and whenever they play tough defense, it's going to be difficult for them. They still have to play the Vikings, Bears, Lions. Like, those are 5 good teams right there that they're going to have to take on. Dallas just missing. Wild card are the Vikings. They were 5-2 at this point, and this is Kirk Cousins going off right now. He's doing it. 1:00 game, 4:20. Maybe not even 4:20, but 1:00 game. Sign me up for Kirk Cousins. He is amazing. The Vikings roster overall is just a beast. That defense is pretty beast. Just gonna use the word beast a lot. No Adam Thielen right now. He's out with a hammy. No problem for them right now. They're just getting the job done. They beat the Lions, and now they've beaten the Redskins. But remember, that has nothing to do with this list. So the Vikings in the wild card slots after Week 7. Number 10 are the Seahawks, coming off of that loss to the Ravens, where the Ravens really, it was close scored in the beginning, in the first half, but the Ravens definitely had that game on lockdown, I think. So the Seahawks are going to drop from 5 to 10 in my rankings. It just wasn't a good loss for me. I never felt like they had a chance to win that game. They just could not stop Lamar Jackson. Pete Carroll said after the game that the film on Lamar Jackson, he was just faster than he looked on film than he was on film. He was in a whole different element than any other player on the field last Sunday in Seattle. Lamar Jackson was a beast. This defense for Seattle, they got to step up. They really only have Bobby Wagner on there that you can really rely on. So Seahawks at 10 for now. And the team that just beat them, I was talking about the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, right back in the MVP discussion for me. He slid down a little bit because rough couple of weeks going on there, but he's right back in the thick of things. He just really lifts this Ravens team, and they just play an interesting style that no one else plays in the National Football League. Mark Andrews, you gotta learn to catch, man. He dropped 3 passes. I don't know if it was in a row, not on consecutive plays, but 3 passes targeted at him in a row. So you gotta learn how to catch in the NFL. Ravens at 9. Texans at number 8. They're coming off a loss to the Colts. Not gonna really read into it too much. They were injured. The Texans were injured. The Colts were fresh, coming off a bye in Indianapolis, so you expected to see that. Excuse me. Deshaun Watson's still a beast. Once they get healthy, they're still going to be contending up here at the top of the AFC South. And with injuries to Patrick Mahomes, they can. It's wide open for that second seed in the AFC to get that first round bye, which is crucial in the playoffs. We know the Patriots are going to be the number 1 seed. I don't think anyone's slowing them down right now. So honestly, I'm looking at this list that I have, and the Texans and the next team above them would be qualified for the second seed. Texans at number 8, and the team right above them, number 7, that just beat them, the Colts. I only put them ahead of the Texans because they won. These teams are very close. The reason I give the Colts the edge, besides that victory, is their coaching staff. I'm gonna take Frank Reich any day over Bill O'Brien. Nothing against Bill O'Brien, but Frank Reich is just a better coach, Jacoby? I almost called him Jimmy Brissett. I was like, his name's not Jimmy. Jacoby Brissett, he's playing great right now. He's dropping dimes. I don't think people were expecting that when Andrew Luck retired. That is just Jacoby Brissett, coaching staff working with him, giving him the confidence and abilities to be put into good scenarios, and he is just executing right now. So the Colts at number 7, they have a great roster. Remember, I said before, well, not before Andrew Luck, sorry, because the podcast wasn't a thing then, but in real life, well, this is real life. I was talking with people, and the Colts were like my Super Bowl, like they were my Super Bowl team if Andrew Luck continued to play. Jacoby Brissett right now, he's keeping this team relevant, and they're not going to go 8-8. They're better than an 8-8 team. Looking at 10-6 right now, something like that for the Colts. They're at number 7 right now. They would technically be my AFC number 2 slot right now, according to Pop's Top 10. Number 6 are the Panthers. Yeah, they they had a bye this past week. I think I'm pretty sure because that yeah, there's the whole controversy with Kyle Allen and Cam Newton. They're gonna stick with Kyle Allen. Great decision. I don't even think it had to be a decision. Cam Newton is done in Carolina unless Kyle Allen gets injured. Um, they just whooped up on the Bucks. They had like 5 or 6 turnovers or takeaways, I should say. The Panthers had 5 or 6 takeaways in London when they took on the Bucks. They're just a pretty complete team, and I said at the beginning of the year I didn't like them because of honestly having Cam Newton, but having Kyle Allen is just a completely different story. I read a lot of things on Twitter saying Cam Newton, when healthy, is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, dual threat. He can't stay healthy. So when he can't stay healthy, you can't be giving me that argument. He was an MVP 4 or 5 years ago when they made the Super Bowl with a loaded team. This team is still loaded right now, and he couldn't make it work. So enough with that. Kyle Allen is the better option right now. Carolina made a good decision keeping Allen at quarterback. Panthers at 6. Number 5, the Bills. The Bills keep climbing up, and no one's giving them a lot of credit because they're getting overshadowed by the Patriots, and it's the Bills, so everyone thinks the Bills are going to start collapsing at some point. Well, they're 5-1 right now. They're hosting the 3-4 Eagles today, who are desperate. The Eagles are desperate for a win today. They're going to be 3-5 if they lose this game, and they're going to be reeling. So, the Bills at home, you need to win this game to put some pride on your name, because it's just been a while since we talked about. I know they made the playoffs a couple years ago, but they weren't that special. This team can play. That defense can play. They're like top 3 in the league, maybe number 2 in the league. I don't even know. That's how good they are. And Josh Allen has 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's not even carrying this team. This defense is carrying the team. They are 5-1 right now. I know they play in a weak division. Only lost to the Patriots. They could have won that game if Josh Allen isn't in concussion protocol. So, Bills number 5. Love this team right now. Number 4, the Packers. They just routed that Oakland defense. Aaron just had 6 touchdowns, 5 passing, 1 rushing. How about it? And they're really starting to come together. Like, I feel Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur are really close. Now they're getting together way better than Aaron and McCarthy did. So that's good for them. The defense is just way better than it's been for Aaron Rodgers like in the past few years. So this is a team that is a contender, and they're going to be contending as long as Aaron's healthy down this whole stretch. This is what has to scare you as anyone that's going against the Packers, or anyone that's going against the Packers. You're already taking on one of the best talents in the game, Aaron Rodgers. Then you give him a good defense? Like, oh man, it's just way too tough. These top 3 NFC teams right now, it's a dogfight between them. So Packers are number 4 for now, but they're loaded. They're straight loaded. Number 3, 49ers. They are undefeated still at 6-0. Yeah, 6-0. They're playing Carolina today, a big test for them. I think it's gonna be a really close game. Could go either way. Jimmy G, he's right now hasn't had to be too good to win any games right now. The defense is just carrying them to victory. At some point, Jimmy G is gonna have to play, and it might be today because they're going against a tough Panthers team. So 49ers are 3 for right now. They look great. They're 6-0. What would you imagine? three best quarterbacks in the league right now all run the same team at the same time. Brady, Garoppolo, Brissett. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Number 2 is going to be the Saints. Teddy Bridgewater, already talked about him. He's going 5-0 as a starter for the Saints. Could get him a job somewhere else, maybe Chicago. That's basically the best spot for him if the Saints want to give him up. Or Drew Brees only has a couple years left. Do you want to stay there and then become the franchise quarterback? See, Bears have a disgusting defense, so if you want to go there. Brees is coming back. And the defense is good and the offense is scoring points. Like, it's just, you have one of the best receivers in the game, Michael Thomas. Alvin Kamara, I know he's been hurt, but he's still a beast, one of the best at his position. So you had Teddy Bridgewater in. You go 5-0. Now you're upgrading your quarterback as long as nothing's wrong with that thumb still in Drew Brees. So the Saints are just super dangerous. Just gonna have to see how healthy that thumb is for Drew, and if he can just, last the whole season. If he can last the whole season, this is still a Super Bowl contending team for sure. Saints at 2. Number 1, I gotta throw in the towel. It's New England. They are just amazing, just so good. They have 18. They have. Do they have 18 interceptions? I think it's 18 interceptions. That is crazy. That is crazy. It's either 18 turn takeaways or 18 interceptions. It might be 14 interceptions, but I think it's 18. I'm going to give them credit for 18 because this is amazing defense. This is like one of the best defenses to ever step on an NFL field. I know they haven't played the toughest opponents yet, but you got to give them credit for what they're doing. Like, this is still a National Football League. These guys are going against the professionals. They might not be the highest caliber teams, but they're getting the job done. They're playing the Browns at home today. Browns are coming off a bye. Patriots just played on a Monday night, so maybe short week might affect this team. We don't know. Maybe the Browns are coming in, but just a huge coaching mismatch between Freddie Kitchens and Bill Belichick. So I expect the Patriots to win that game. So Patriots number 1. They haven't been any other spot than number 1 on Pop's Top 10, and that is Pop's Top 10, presented by someone someday. It sounds so professional, but it means nothing. So my list, just missing Cowboys, Wildcard Vikings, 10 Seahawks, 9 Ravens, Texans at number 8, Colts 7, 6 Panthers, 5 Bills, 4 Packers. Number 3 are the 49ers, Saints at 2, and the Patriots top the list for 8 or 9 weeks now. I don't remember even when we started this. And that is Pop's Top 10. So now we have to... I got to go through my game picks. Completely... I almost forgot about that. I almost hopped right to the gambling quarter. We got to go over our game picks. And this is week 8. Oh, excuse me. I'm just in the middle of a stretching yawn. Oh. It's week 8. Let's hop into it. Broncos and the Colts at 1 o'clock on CBS. And don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I just did. I'm going to take the Colts in this one because Jacoby, as I said before, he's just leading this team right now. The Broncos, I don't really know where they're at. It's going to be a closer game. I don't even know what the spread is on this game. Let me go to the ESPN app because I don't know if I'm allowed to say that either. I'll go to the ESPN app, check what the spread is on this. Oh, now I'm way out of order. Okay, the Colts are 5-point favorites at home. I like that number. It's going to be right around there, I'd say. The Broncos can play close with any team, honestly. They just have that mentality that they can play close. They just don't have the weapons to win. They trade away Emmanuel Sanders, so I don't see them winning this game. So I'm going to take the Colts over the Broncos. That's about all that needs to be said, I think, for that one. Seahawks and the Falcons in Atlanta. The Falcons are 1-6. Seattle's 7.5-point favorite after the news broke out about Matt Ryan being hurt. Seattle's going to win this game. I know Julio Jones just gave a very emotional speech to the team, but It's the Falcons at 1-6, and the Seahawks are 5-2. The Seahawks are going to find a way to win this game. Russell's going to find a way to win this game. So Seahawks win that one. Eagles and the Bills. The Bills are only 1.5-point favorites at home, and they're 5-1. Vegas just wants you to take the Bills because they think the Eagles are going to come back off of a terrible game and win. It was in prime time. They get embarrassed, so they think they're going to come back and win. This one's going to come down to the wire. And I'm taking the Bills. Like, they're 5-1. No one's giving this team credit. If they didn't play the Patriots, they'd be 6-0 right now. So like, you gotta give them credit. Buffalo is going to win this game to me. Philly's just a mess. But they need this game to win the season. They're super desperate. So we'll see. It could go either way, but I'm going to take the Bills, a more confident team at home with a better defense. Chargers and the Bears. You would have thought this game would have been amazing about 5 weeks ago. But this is a battle between 2-5 Chargers and 3-3 Bears. There's a lot of, a lot of ideas floating around that something might change in Chicago at the quarterback position. And the Chargers just fumbled on the goal line last week. The Chargers are a little beat up at receiver. Keenan Allen's a little beat up. I think he's going to play still. So I'm still going to ride with the Bears. I have to pick. I picked them to win the NFC North. It's not going to happen. Green Bay's going to win it. Because they're just too far behind already. They're 3-3 and the Packers are... The Packers are 6-1. They're not going to catch up to that. So I'm still going to take the Bears to win this game. They need to start winning games if they want to stay relevant in the wild card because the Vikings are at 6-2 now. Giants and the Lions. I'm going to take the Giants in this one. Detroit 6.5-point favorite. We're going to find that on the gambling corner in just a couple minutes here. Taking the Giants because it's not going to be raining because they're inside. So it's both teams are going to be able to play at their full advantage, if that's full capabilities, I should say. And with Saquon Barkley on the field, he's the best player on the field. Daniel Jones isn't a scrub at quarterback. They have Evan Ingram out, but they still have other weapons to go to. The Lions just traded away their starting safety for some reason. They think they're done, I guess. And Kerryon Johnson's out for the year, so this team just took a big hit. And they're on a 3-game losing streak. So I'm going to take the Giants to go into Detroit and win today. Really believe in that pick. It makes too much sense for me. I'm going to take the Giants to win. And if that holds true, they're going to be tied with Philadelphia at 3-5. Buccaneers and the Titans. 2-4 Bucks taking on the 3-4 Titans. This one's just close. This seems like the type of game that... It just seems like the type of game that Tampa Bay is going to figure out a way to win, and Tennessee's going to find a way to lose. Bruce Arians, his team's 2-4. He knows that it's a tough conference. He's in a tough division. So they need to start winning. The Titans are 3-4 though. Jeez. The Titans aren't 3-5 bad. Oh, jeez. The Bucks are coming off a bye, but they barely been at home to play. I'm going to take the Bucks. Oh, that's disgusting. I'm going to take the Bucks because they have that bye. Tennessee just won a very, very close game against not San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. So that's a lot of emotions, spent. Bucks coming off that bye. They know they have to clean it up, so I'm going to take them over the Tennessee Titans. Bengals and the Rams, no question here. Taking the Rams. Bengals just don't have enough firepower to get it done, and the Rams, they know they need to keep winning. They're 4-3 right now, and they're in third place in their division, so they know they just have to keep winning for them to have a chance and hope for some teams to slip up ahead of them, San Francisco and Seattle. So Rams, no doubt about it. Cardinals and the Saints. Drew Brees coming back. They're 12-point favorites now. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a blowout because this is going to be like a warm-up game for Brees. Excuse me. He's been out for a while. That thumb injury. He's got to come back. I still think they're going to win this game because their overall roster is just way more talented and better coached, I'd say, than the Cardinals. So they're going to win the game for sure. Don't know if it's going to be that 12-point. Could be closer, but it could be more. Don't really know. Kyler Murray is hot right now because they've won 3 in a row, I'm pretty sure. Cardinals lose. Kyler Murray's going to have we're going to see how decent Kyler Murray is today. Jets and the Jaguars. Jets just got humiliated. At home by the Patriots. They're going to fire back. It's not going to be 7 points for Jacksonville, I don't think. Jacksonville's 3-4. Minshew. This one's going to be close, but I think with all the drama that's going on with the Jets right now, the Jags are going to find a way to win the game. I think it's going to be closer than the 7-point spread, though, because Jacksonville only won by 10 against Cincinnati. And the Jets are a better football team than Cincinnati, trust me, even though they're 1-5. So it's going to be closer than that, but Jags hold on to win. Here we go. We got some better games coming up here. 49ers at home, hosting the Panthers. Kyle Allen, big test here against this 49ers defense. Jimmy Garoppolo, big test against this Panthers defense. So it's going to be a coin flip for me, but I'm still going to take the Niners to win. The defensive front is nasty. They're straight nasty. They know how to get after the quarterback. So I think we're going to see a couple sacks today on Kyle Allen. A couple too many, I should say. So I'm going to take the 49ers, going to hammer that. Jimmy G, he's going to have a good enough day to win it. And those running backs for the 49ers, they're going to find ways to be explosive. And with the great D-line of the 49ers, I think they find a way to hold up Christian McCaffrey enough. Just enough. Because they are so talented up front. 49ers today. And they're at home. Browns and the Patriots. Let's not get this twisted. The Browns are 2-4. The Patriots are 7-0. The Patriots are going to win this game. The Browns are coming off a bye. But they're taking on the Patriots. And, Bill Belichick just finds a way to win these games. It's a little bit more broadcast because it's the Browns or their big storyline this year against the Patriots. So they're not gonna be at home playing like a bunch of snubs today. The Patriots will win this game. The spread's 10.5. We'll get into that in a couple minutes. Patriots. Raiders and Texans. Gonna take the Texans here. John Gruden's made this Raiders team like they can compete for sure, but I'm still gonna take. Hey, hold on here. Oh, sorry, just had to read a quick text. I'm still gonna take the Texans. They're coming off a loss, and they know what the talent that Indianapolis has. They need to keep winning. There's also a big game for. I keep yawning. There's also a big game for Oakland because Patrick Mahomes out, not looking too good on Sunday night against Green Bay. So if they lose, they're going to fall to 5-3. They could be 4-3 if they win today. This is going to be a dogfight, I think. But I'm going to take the Texans at home to win. But it wouldn't shock me if Oakland won this game. That's how close it's going to be. Packers and the Chiefs on Sunday night. I'm taking the Pack. They're 6-1. The Chiefs are 5-2. And Chiefs haven't really impressed me, really, the past 3-4 weeks. So, and Green Bay is just on a tear right now. Matt Moore's in at quarterback. Green Bay's going to win this game. It's not even going to be like Jacoby Brissett when the Colts came and played. It's going to be more than that to me because Green Bay is just hot right now. And they know that they can ace the Chiefs tonight if they really wanted to, I think, with that poor defense. And the poor defense of the Chiefs and the great defense of the Packers right now. They can really blow out the Chiefs tonight and say, hey, guys, this team is not slowing down. Green Bay tonight. Tomorrow night, it is the Fins and the Steelers. Can the Fins get off the schneid? They're 0-6, taking on the 2-4 Steelers. Pittsburgh is a 2 touchdown favorite. Uh, Pittsburgh had a bye last week, I'm pretty sure, right? Let me just check here quick because I'm an idiot and kind of just woke up. Yeah, Pittsburgh did not play last week. They're off a bye at home. The Dolphins aren't going to win this game. They just played against Buffalo. Now they're going against Pittsburgh. Like, I gotta write the Dolphins off, even though I've been feeling the Dolphins. They've been scoring more points. The defense is playing not very good, but a little bit better. So, hey, they got close against Buffalo. So they could be close against Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh normally knows how to show. It's a pretty well run team, even though they're 2-4 right now. They're gonna show up tomorrow night, and knock off the Finns. And those are my picks. And we're gonna miss out on Foe's quick picks because we are not at school and he doesn't have class. So those are my picks. Let's hop into the gambling corner. We went 3-2 last week. The Seahawks let us down, and the Jets really let us down. That was just a huge whiff. But we are 22-13 overall. So if anyone is listening to these picks, come on, help me out here. I got 5 games here. I'm pretty confident about them. But let's just find out. We're gonna find out today. They're all today. None for tomorrow's game because that was a big whiff by me. So we're just gonna stay away from that Monday night game. Giants and the Lions. The Lions are 6.5-point favorites at home. But as I said before, they just traded away one of their starting safeties. Kerryon Johnson is out for the season. And they've lost 3 in a row. Matt Patricia's in a walking boot. Like, nothing's looking good right now for the Lions. They were 2-0-1. Now they're 2-3-1. They've lost 3 in a row. They get 4 today. The Giants are going to go to Detroit and win. Huge day for Saquon Barkley coming up, I believe. Giants cover. And let's talk about the other New York team. Or should I say New Jersey for the Meadowlands. New York Jets taking on the Jags. The Jags are a touchdown favorite. The Jets just got blown out at home. Jacksonville only beat Cincinnati by 10. I'm going to read those numbers and put them together. Jets keep this within 7. Jacksonville just isn't a team that's going to pull away from you, I don't believe. So the Jets today, they're going to keep it within 7. So take the Jets. If they let me down today, I'm done with them because they lost by 33 the other night. 49ers a 4.5-point favorite at home to the Panthers. I'm going to take Carolina. Now, I picked the 49ers to win the game, but I said when I was talking, it's a coin flip. That means 3 points or less to me. Carolina just knows how to keep games close. And the 49ers, they could play a close game. Like, they're not gonna really pull away in a scoring battle, I don't think. This is a pretty good matchup for both teams, I'd say. Like, it's just gonna be a great football game to watch, I'd say. So make sure to tune into that one if you get it. Or have NFL Sunday Ticket. You're welcome, NFL Sunday Ticket. By DirecTV, you're also welcome, DirecTV. Carolina keeps this within 4.5. It's going to be a field goal, I think. Maybe 2 points. Maybe even 1 point. Who knows? Maybe a tie. Carolina. Cleveland is a 10.5-point underdog on the road against New England. Hammer, New England. Huge coaching mismatch. Freddie Kitchens, Bill Belichick. Tom Brady going against Baker Mayfield. Baker's just turning the ball over way too much. Most interceptions in the league. And with that disgusting Patriots defense, they are amazing. 10 points, you can get that with 2 interceptions or a fumble recovery and an interception. That is just how close, or not how close, how far off the Browns. Or no, what am I trying to say? I'm sorry, I looked at my phone again. A touchdown and an interception and a fumble recovery for New England's defense. Very capable of happening. They're averaging 4 turnovers a game, 4 takeaways a game. So you can just get 10 points right there, let alone they're just better than the Cleveland Browns anyway. So New England, if that didn't make any sense to you, I'm going to stop talking about that game. New England's going to cover the 10.5 points. So swallow them. New England. Sunday Night Football, Green Bay is going to be a 5.5-point favorite on the road against Kansas City. Green Bay just a fire show. Like, they just went off against the Raiders. Kansas City's defense just not that good. Running, running defense. And if they can run the ball with Aaron Jones, they're going to be able to do some play action or just drop back to pass. It's Aaron Rodgers, for goodness sakes. On the flip side, Matt Moore starting at quarterback against Patrick Mahomes. That's not good. That is just not good for them. Especially against this Packers defense. They know how to play, and now they're licking their chops. They're going to be on Sunday Night Football. That's already hype enough. They're 6-1, and now they're going against a backup quarterback. 5.5 points for Green Bay. Taking Green Bay. They're going to win by at least 10 tonight, I think. They should just... I think they're going to... This could be a blowout, maybe. Maybe. We don't know. Don't really know. It's in Kansas City. That's the only thing that saves the Chiefs' hopes, I believe. Green Bay, though, 5.5. Take that, for sure. So I'm taking the Giants, 6.5 underdog against the Lions. I think they're going to win the game. The Jets keep it within 7 against the Jags. Carolina keeps it within 4.5 against the 49ers. It's going to be a field goal game. New England, 10.5. Taking that. Learned my lesson last week. Green Bay, 5.5 on the road in Kansas City. Take the Packers. And that is Pop's Gambling Corner. Remember, we went 3-2 last week, and we're 22-13 overall. So if anyone's listening to these picks, start listening to me. That's a pretty good record for gambling, I'd say. We're 22-13. We went through the Gambling Corner Pop's Top 10 and over some news. I have my picks. We're going to text the other guys for their picks. And hopefully this next week I will be more prepared to put us into a room where the three of us can do our podcast. So that's going to be it. This is Epi 12, episode 12 of the Wildcard Sports Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you're listening on YouTube, that's the only thing we have right now. So if you're listening on YouTube, which you are, like, subscribe, drop some comments. Come on, drop some comments. Put on your notifications so you can get our next video. We're working a one podcast a week right now. And it fluctuates. It fluctuates with the time it comes out. So thanks for hanging in there, guys. It's Pop from Wildcard Sports signing out. Thank you, guys. It is week 8 of the NFL season. Let's do it.